Back. We back is family. Welcome back to SAUNAIE, show where we dive deep into the conversations Black men need to have, but don't always get the space to. I'm your host, XO, and today we're kicking off a brand new Unnatural Literacy mini-series. Over the next few weeks, we're going to break down money in a way that's practical, understand, and most importantly, actionable. Because at the end of the day, peace of mind starts with clarity. And if money is stressing you out, it's almost impossible to have peace. I'm speaking from personal experience. So today's episode is episode 1, Money Myths, Bad Wishes. We're going to dismantle some of the biggest lies we've been told about money, reveal the real play, and close out with a 7-day action plan you can start right after this episode. So grab your pen, your pads. Let's jump right in. Here's the thing. Most of us were never really taught about money. What we did learn came from family, culture, and social media, or before social media. And a lot of that advice was either incomplete or flat out wrong. And the result, anxiety, stress, feeling like no matter how much you make, you're always behind. And this makes sound like debt is always bad. You have to work harder, not smarter to get rich. Investing is the only way for the wealth. Budgeting means you can't enjoy life. But when you start living by myths instead of facts, you end up broke and anxious. Two things no man wants to be. And trust me, I've been there. Where the biggest one that I've always heard growing up, whether it's in the family, the culture, or just different YouTube videos, that debt is always bad. But what I've learned over time, that the wealthy use debt for their benefit. They don't let debt control them, or they don't think debt is bad. And I had to learn that too, that there's bad debt and good debt overall. We all live in the US, if you can see this, and if you don't. The US has a lot of debt, but they're still making money. The US has good debt and bad debt. But overall, it's balancing the two and figuring out what is good debt for you and what is bad debt. And I think the good debt is, as entrepreneurs, the debt that we have, we take loans out for our business, make sure our business is sustainable. Bad debt may be the credit card debt that you may have from your personal credit. And it's understanding like debt isn't always bad. It's honestly a way of life, especially if you're trying to get rich. But let's break that down. That number one myth, debt is always bad. Not all debt is created equal. Credit card debt, high interest, drain. But using debt strategically, like building credit or investing in income producing assets, can actually work. This is where the snowball versus avalanche comes in. The snowball method is pay off your smallest debt first, no matter the interest rate. Once it's gone, take the payment and apply it to the next smallest. You want to know why this works? It's that momentum. You can live quick wins, and it's building that inner self-confidence. Or maybe you might prefer the avalanche method, where you can focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first, while making minimum payments on the others. Once that's knocked out, move on to the next highest. You wonder why this works? You save the most money long term. Neither one of them is wrong. The question is, you need quick motivation, or do you want to save the most cash? Number 2, budgeting. Budgeting equals restriction. The truth is, budgeting isn't about saying no to life. It's about giving your money assignments so it always works for you. When you don't tell your money where to go, it disappears. Think of your budget as a game plan. Even NBA players have a playbook. So it's understanding, all right, if I need to budget my money, I need to give my money. You have to see your money, your dollars as little soldiers, little workers that work for you. You have to make money for you, whether that's investing, buying assets, skill, knowledge, or something you may have, put your money to work. Having a little savings is good at times, but still you want to have your money working for you so that you can understand, like, I need to utilize this money, invest it in places so I can start creating passive income or a new stream of income. Number three is investing is only for the rich. Truth is, that's false. With apps today, you can start with as little as $5. The earlier you start, the more compounding works in your favor. Waiting until you have more just means you're losing more time. So today, whatever you want to invest in, whether that's stocks, crypto, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, whatever it may be, the time, do your research and start with just $5. $5 a day, and that compounds over time to where it starts building up. And if you want to know how compounding works, you can download a compound calculator within your app store. Also, check out the book, The Compound Effect. It's really good, and it really talks about how compounding works over time. And I think as millennials in our day and age, we want microwave success instead of oven baked success. It's understanding, like, it's going to take time to build wealth. Wealth isn't built overnight. You have to learn the principles of how to get wealthy over time. Imagine you win the lottery. That money be gone if you don't have that financial literacy to keep it, maintain it, and be disciplined to multiply that money. Tell everybody in the world, they go start splurging beyond their means, and eventually they end up broke a year or two later. So it's about having a strategic financial plan for your money or what you want your money to do. Whether it's investing, having a savings, having an emergency fund, and doing little things like that. Myth number 4, hard work alone equals wealth. Truth is, working harder doesn't guarantee financial freedom. Working smarter with strategy, systems, and multiple income streams does. If effort alone created wealth, the hardest labor jobs will be the richest. So it's all about being strategic, creating systems. If you already have a 9 to 5, use that as your first investor for whatever type of business you're trying to start or side hustle, and use the 5 to 9 to work on your side hustle or a different business until that outgrows your current paycheck from your 9 to 5. And understanding hard work, yeah, you got to work hard for anything that you want in life, but it's also about working smarter, creating a strategy, creating systems, and developing those multiple streams of income. You may have to sit down with yourself and ask, what am I truly passionate about? How can I change? How can my passion help somebody else out? Now we move forward to mental health connection. How mental health and money play a role. Now let's be real. Money isn't just math. It's really mental health. 43% of Americans say 43% of Americans say money negatively impacts their mental health. Black men, especially millennials, feel extra pressure because many of us are first generation wealth builders. We're carrying not just our own goals, but often family expectations. Myths feed anxiety. The clarity reduces anxiety. That's why dismantling these money lines is mental work. It's understanding, especially like when we like to carry our family's expectations of what we need to get down when it comes to building wealth. In this day and age, we've seen new millionaires born every day, not literally born. You get what I mean? So it's understanding, how do we become that millionaire? What are the steps to do that? What do we have to do? And it's going back to this statistic, which says 43% of Americans say money negatively impacts their mental health. And that's so true, because at the end of the day, our worth is determined by money or net worth in society. But overall, your true worth is valued by what you look at yourself. And I know how it is. I've been there where I'm looking at my bank accounts and it's not looking too pretty. And it takes a hit on you mentally, because you're like, damn, I don't got money for this. I don't got money for that. Well, how am I going to pay this? And just starts building anxiety and starts building stress, especially when you're the only breadwinner in your household when you live alone. So it's understanding like, okay, if money negatively impacts my mental health, what are some strategies or what are some ways I can stay on top of this and stay on top of my mental health as I go and progress in life? And that's what leads me to the 7-day action. This, if you've been taking notes, this is where the notes will come in handy. All right. Enough theory. Let's get this into action. Here's a 7-day plan to start breaking free from your money myths. Number one, first day, day one, write down your total debt. No judgment, just clarity. You always have to check where you're at so you would know where you need to go. What is the total debt that you have? What does credit card debt, student loans, money that you owe people, whatever it may be? Checking your total debt on day one. This should take you about, honestly, I'll say about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much debt you have, but just getting your debt aligned and seeing how much debt you have and you accumulate it over time. And then day two, that's where you choose off which is the best payoff method for you. Is it the snowball effect or the avalanche? Majority of people that I know love the snowball effect because you pay the minimums on the lowest debt that you have. But if you're more like, hey, I want to pay off my higher interest rate, then the avalanche effect works best for you. And then we move on to day three. Day three, you track your last 30 days of spending. See where your money's actually going. Print out your bank statements. Check them out. Highlight what are needs, wants, and fun stuff, whatever it may be. Getting real with yourself. Like, oh, this last month I have been splurging. We are heading towards the end of August. So even one a money audit for the August. The last 25, 30 days of this month, where has your money gone? Have you been investing? Have you been saving? Have you been spending? Have you been wondering, hey, where's my money going? I had this the other day. Now I have this. It's keeping strategic track over your money and being disciplined with it. Then day four. Day four, that's where you create that simple budget. This budget breaks down to your essentials, savings, and your fun money. You have to give every dollar a job. If you want your money, but hey, these $1,000 is for savings, this 500 is for fun, this 500 is for essentials. But it's really breaking down and giving your dollar a job. Not just saying, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow. Do it this week. You coming up, it's Monday. You have the next 7 days to where you're planning and doing and creating that budget for yourself. And then putting that plan into action. Day 5, this is what you're going to do. Put an investment account, whether it's a Roth IRA or even a micro investing app. Start small, whether you're chipping $5 a day, $5 a day, $5 a day. And then once you start developing, you're getting more income, you can start doing 10, 100, 1,000, whatever it may be, where you're investing more. But open those investment accounts because these investment accounts are for your future family, for your future businesses, investments, and things like that. Open that investment account if you don't have one already. And also study and understand what a Roth IRA is. I will be breaking that down in this financial literacy series. But a Roth IRA is very beneficial to you, especially at the age you're at now. Day 6, automate, automate one thing, whether that's bill pay, savings transfer, or debt payment. Automate one of those. And maybe the bills where you go, okay, I'm automating electricity bill or my Wi-Fi bill or my cable bill, whatever it may be. Automate that so that pays monthly and you don't have that heavy burden on yourself where you're like, oh, did I pay my bill? You already know you paid it because it's already automated. And some of you may be ahead like, my bills are already automated. My bills are automated, but my savings transfer isn't. Whatever it may be, automate that one thing. Debt payment or the savings transfer or paying bills. Keep that automated on a weekly basis. That leads me to day number 7. Have a money check-in with yourself or your partner. Reflect, adjust, and keep building. It's about having that weekly discipline with yourself. Every Sunday, look back at what you spent that week, look back and see if you're on track and did everything you're supposed to do. Use day, 7 day, 7 day action steps that you can take to help you get control of your money and your spending habits. But it takes time for you to do the real work and apply yourself. You can say, oh, well, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. We always like to put off things that we shouldn't do in that moment. If it takes you less than 5 minutes to do, especially if it pertains to your mental health as well as your money. You want to take that time and look at where everything is going. And be honest with yourself. Sometimes we have to have that harsh talk with ourselves. Of like, man, I've been spending like crazy. I've been splurging. I've been doing this. Let me get control of it. We got, I think, 3 or 4 months left in this year. Take control. Take control now so you're starting 2026 on a better note. But I appreciate y'all. Remember this keep you broke and anxious. More money, truth builds freedom and peace. Be honest with yourself about where your money's been going lately, especially if you don't like how your money's been going. Be honest with yourself and understand, okay, it happened. This is where I'm at. Cool. Boom. Now, this is where I want to go. Paint that picture and that vision where you want to go with your money and how you're going to do it. I just gave you a 7-day action plan, which is super simple to do, but it's all about application. I don't want to just be entertaining y'all. I want to educate y'all on some of the things I've done to get control of my finances because I've been that person. As I said last episode, I'll spend to spend. Our mentality was I'll make it back. But eventually that runs out. Systems in place so you don't always continuously splurge. And I appreciate y'all tuning in, taking the time out your day to listen and understand. This is just the first step in our financial literacy miniseries. Next week, we'll dive into the cost of comfort and how playing it safe wrecks your potential. You don't want to miss this. If this episode helped you out, share with somebody, share with a friend, share with a brother, even share with your pops. Because these conversations aren't just for us, they're for future generations, they're for the community. And if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Follow us on social media at SAUNAIE. That being said, peace, love, and clarity. Till next time. Peace.